say I ain't no good, and I'm crazy as a loon. Cause I shave my head in the morning, pick guitar in the afternoon. Just like old Chief and Charlie, I like to lay around in the shade. Well, I ain't got no money, but you better believe I got it made. Cause I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, just leave this bald-headed country boy alone.
Let me tell y'all about Blue Collar Alliance. I need y'all to go look it up on Facebook right now. It is a great group on Facebook, and it's way more than that. My buddy, Bubba Malbrew, is helping out blue-collar workers left and right. He also has a roofing company. Just go look it up if you don't mind. Blue Collar Alliance. One of the artists that I would really like for y'all to take a look at is my guy, Mark Ware. Mark was in here a couple weeks ago. He tells his story. You guys need to go listen to that episode. Also, go follow all of his social media. Mark Ware Music on everything. Dude is solid. He's a good friend of the show. He'll be playing a writers round with us coming up May the 24th up in Nashville. Go look him up now. Mark Ware Music. Hill Concrete Cutting. I have known Sean and his wife for over 20 years, and they are right here from Cochran, Georgia. They cut, they demo, they remove, they dispose of, they pour, and they'll finish concrete, plus anything else that has anything to do with concrete. They serve all of Middle Georgia, but they're not scared to travel. They've been in existence since February of 2022. Let me tell you, they do a damn good job. Their reputation around here is next to no other. They provide all concrete cutting needs for HVAC, plumbers, electricians, any other contractors really, for new construction and old. They've got over 10 years experience. They're a family-owned business and they give free estimates. I'm telling y'all folks, I've known these folks forever. They do a jam-up job. Please give them a call today for all your concrete needs at 478-308-3439 or look them up on Facebook at Hill Concrete Cutting. You need some construction work done to your house? I got just the guy for you. Need y'all to go check out Dennis Farmer with C. Martin Construction. They've been in business for a long time now. They do everything from demolition, pond digging, grading, clearing, everything. This guy is my dude. He's a good old boy. So give him a call now at 478-283-1246. That's C. Martin Construction in South Georgia. Let me tell you about my girl, Miss Erica, with Crooked W Consulting. She has a small marketing and design agency out of North Carolina. She offers small, affordable business solutions that tailor your business and startups nationwide. She's currently doing my new website. I'm telling you folks, you need to let her do yours. She's doing us a jam-up job. She also offers digital marketing, graphic design, and social media management. If I'm using her here at the studio, there ain't no reason why your small business shouldn't. Look her up on Facebook and Instagram at Crooked W Consulting or text her now at 919-351-2084. Crooked W Consulting. Hit up Miss Erica now. You won't be disappointed. Let's give a quick shout out to Nobles Networking. Guys, if you're looking for a new internet provider, they hook me up here at the studio and at my house. If you live out in the country and you can't find nowhere else where to get your internet or you're paying too much for Hargrave or any of that other shit, look up Nobles Networking. 478-308-0596. You are going to love it. I'm telling you, it works great for me. It runs everything here at the studio in my house perfectly. Hit up Nobles Networking. Let me tell you about Lori's Dive-In in Alamo, Georgia. I ran her ad several times now. She's been with me since I started doing this stuff. Even if it's not convenient for you, take some time, go out of your way and go eat there. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. She takes pride in her staff, her food, her service, every single aspect. So please go check out Lori's Dive In Alamo, Georgia at 18 Commerce Street, Alamo, Georgia. Phone number there is 912-568-1945. Lori's Dive In. If you've seen me wearing hats lately that's got DYH on it, it stands for Down Yonder Hat Co. Seth Bazemore, a buddy of mine, he owns that company, and he has sent me some of their hats. Let me tell you, I love them. I've worn them in a lot of my stuff lately, and I plan on wearing them a lot more. I've showed them to some of my friends. He has a startup business, and I'm telling you guys, you would absolutely love them. So do me a favor. Go right now to his Instagram at Down Yonder Hat Co. Check them out. They also have a website, downyonderhatco.com. Order some stuff from them and tag them on Instagram. And when you do, make sure when you make the post, you say that you heard about the hats and Down Yonder right here on the Josh Terry Podcast. Now, let's get to the show. What's up, folks? Thank y'all for tuning into the Josh Terry Podcast. A lot of y'all know I am a fucking asshole. I have been known to be a dick in several situations of my life. And before I introduce this next guy, I am going to openly apologize to him on my show for not being nicer. The one time I met him with my buddy Gypsy, I just was kind of, I don't even think I spoke to him, but I should have. I should have. This man had a lot of stuff going on at the time, and I didn't realize who he was and how cool he was on social media. And I've got to check him out the past couple of months since I originally met him. And I am glad and happy to introduce to y'all Mr. Bobby Vivid. What's up, brother?
Yo, what's happening?
Man,
How you doing, man?
I'm better now. I thought when I was going to ask you on the show, you're going to be like, fuck this guy.
Oh no, it was a weird time back then. Back when I met you, it was very random, and I mean we were in a bar with like a shit ton of people, so
Yeah.
there was a lot of people around, and you had people coming, and I had people coming, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I was trying to get a minute, but I was like, yeah.
Well, Gypsy had told me the whole day, she's like, dude, I got to introduce you to somebody. You're going to really like this guy. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And I had already done our show that day. I was fucking shit-faced off of tequila and white women. Like I was good. And
They'll do that too.
I was good and hammered. And then it just didn't click when she tried to introduce us. I was just like, this is just some guy that follows Gypsy around. Because I know that there's guys that follow Gypsy around. Like everybody's got an OnlyFans has got probably stalkers. And I imagine with Gypsy, her living out her fucking van is 10 times worse. So like it just didn't register who you were. And then I was like, oh, I'm a fucking dickhead.
Yeah, no, that's not me. I mean, we've worked together. That's how I know her. I know her from we've done the work, and her name's actually tattooed on my butt.
No shit.
Yeah, I'm that guy. I got a list of about, what am I up to? 14 names now on my butt.
Is it people you've worked with?
Yes, but in a very special scenario, a very special sect of the OF criteria.
Okay, are you allowed to tell me? Or is that like a trade secret you're keeping?
Well, I mean, I would have to tell people just to go check out my Twitter to find that out.
There you go.
All right, I'll just tell you.
Hey, fuck it.
Every now and again, I let women have their way with me. You know, a little bit of a role reversal, if you know what I'm saying.
I got you.
They strap up, they do their thing, and it makes for really cool content. But the tip of it is like, well, I mean, a little more than the tip. But
oh, we're gonna vibe, bro. I like you fucking already.
It came out of nowhere, and it was just a random one day, and I was like, well, if you peg me, I will tattoo your name on my ass. So now anytime I make that kind of content, their name gets tattooed on my ass.
Okay.
So.
First off, great fucking introduction and great story with that. That is fucking golden, dude.
Yeah, we love it. It's fun.
Yeah. How long have you been doing the OnlyFans stuff?
2 years.
2 years.
Just shy of 2 years. So it's a interesting lifestyle, and like it's a very small portion of what I do, but I've met a lot of the best people like doing it and networking through it, like going to different conventions and whatnot. I've met some of my best friends uh doing that lifestyle. So
Yeah, it's been crazy. So I don't have one, and I don't subscribe to anybody's. Like I've got like a rule, and it like with all the women and stuff that I work with, as far as like doing the show and stuff.
uh-huh.
I already probably want to see half of them naked anyway,
Mhm.
but I don't need to see half of them naked. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to talk to them. I have to keep it half-ass professional. If I've seen you fucking asshole, I'm probably not going to be able to sit there and think about what I need to think about while I'm talking to you. Like, you know, like
Yep.
the two of the girls that's been going a lot of places with us, Tawny Jade and Sarah Blake Cheek, and
Okay.
they're both fucking grown, both been in Playboy and all this kind of stuff or whatever, and they kill it on OnlyFans. And I'm just all the time sitting across from them already, and I'm like, man, I'd really like to see what's under that sundress, Tawny. But if I ever do it one time, I'm never gonna be looking
It's
at you
gonna
and
be
say,
stuck in your brain.
yeah, I'm gonna be stalking the shit out of you.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something about I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine. Because with my piercing career too, doing what I do goes so hand in hand, doing the OF stuff, and I do piercings as well. Like that's my day job back here in Pittsburgh. Um, I I see buttholes and vaginas and nipples and boobs like every day of my life. So like it's kind of a blessing and a curse because I get to see all this stuff.
Yeah.
But now it's just like anything else. It's like, oh, it's a boob. Great. Like the whole sexuality of the body parts is not there anymore, if that makes any
Yeah,
sense.
you're probably numb to it.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you're walking down the street, you see somebody with their tits out, you're like, whoa! I don't have that.
Yeah. I don't think I'm never not gonna have that. I've got too much of like a man child inside of me. I
Mhm.
still giggle when I see titties.
I don't.
Well,
I
at this point in time, you've probably seen a lot more titties than I have,
I
let's just be real about it.
it's I see a lot of them.
So shit, what got you into it?
So my I get I started getting a following on TikTok as like, I was a construction worker. I had my company, and then I had my daughter in that, and it started to become a thing. Then I just became this like the hot single dad, and I started getting messages from people, and they're like, "Do you have an OnlyFans? Do you have an OnlyFans? Do you have an OnlyFans? You know, you'd make a killing on OnlyFans." Blah 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 blah, and they were just message after message after message, and then I was like, I bet I could. I could. I mean, I'm kind of a slut anyway,
Yeah.
so I might as well do it and make money, right? So that's what I did. I started an account and started making money doing it.
What was your first check like off of it? Like, you ain't gotta be modest.
No, my first one, the first one was only maybe $1,500 or something
Okay.
like that, and that was for like a month.
Okay.
But and it's grown and it's gone up and down. I've had good. It's a weird year for OnlyFans creators, and like I don't know how much longer I have left in that game. My life is kind of maybe taking a different path right now. So I mean, right now we're still full on doing the thing. I just got back from Exotic out in Chicago, made a bunch of content out there, and that was a good time. I come back a little sore on both ends of my body. I'm telling you, I was raw, bro. Raw. I got in yesterday. I'm like, like trying to take a piss. I'm like, this is like sensitive. Like, because when I'm working, I'm putting it in.
Let me tell you, the guys that are listening to this show right now, they're like, I wish this guy shut the fuck up about having that problem. I'm raw because my right hand, you know what I'm saying? This guy's job is getting pussy and having just a good time. And he's like, oh, goddamn, I just put in 40 hours of overtime.
it's everybody thinks that, but then there's a lot of other things you're dealing with in the same factor.
Oh, I imagine
because
there's a million.
you have a girlfriend and you deal with her and her emotions. When you're dealing with a lot of different people, that's a lot of different emotions.
Yeah, y'all
So,
must have a good relationship though, because I don't know a bitch in this world that I've dated that would be like, okay, Josh, it's cool, just bring us the check
oh,
home. No, there's
oh
not one.
no, I there is no girlfriend in this. My heart is taken, but but I am single.
Okay.
The one you see back there, that's like my best friend. That's
Okay.
Liz,
Okay.
but she helps me manage my life
I
and
got you.
like make sure I'm where I need to be when I need to be there. Um, but she's great, but she's just like, dude, you got to be here, you got to be there, you got to be here, you got to be there. I'm like, okay, okay. But yeah, no girlfriend. It's very hard dating. I know a lot of people that are going to listen to this or know exactly where I'm going now. Uh, it's very, very difficult dating in this scene.
Yeah.
I had met like the love of my life, who is also in the same genre, and more or less boils down to our our lives just didn't we couldn't date while we're doing this. So,
What
but
got crazy about it though? Because it seems like y'all, if you're both in the industry, it seems like you would have an understanding, like an upfront understanding about how life is going to be.
well, sometimes those understandings don't exactly come with black and white lines,
Okay.
and sometimes things happen that are out of the I don't know. I don't want to say out of control, out of your control. It's, things happen that maybe would be different for some other people, but aren't for you. Kind of stuff that the rules change and
Yeah.
it's different for everybody.
It's
So
got the lines have got to be blurred between personal life and business
it's,
so fucking much.
it gets that way. It can be very difficult, but I mean, she's great. I don't have really anything bad to say about her. Like, I love her to death. And, someday we'll probably revisit that chapter. Again, I mean, we talk still, and I just tell her, I'm like, hey, I know the end game here. I'd die with your ass, but until then, we'll figure it out.
So, like, if either one of y'all said right now, like, you got to give this up to be together, would either one of y'all do it? Or is that the thing that is hard, like keeping y'all from being together?
No, I don't think either one of us would say that.
Okay.
Is the thing. So
How old are you?
30, I'll be 35 in what, 2 weeks.
Okay, so you're a year younger than me. How,
Yeah.
how old is she?
Uh,
Put him on the spot. She's gonna get mad about that one.
oh no, I know. I just don't know if I'm gonna say it because a lot of people
Okay, I got
people
you.
know who she is.
I got you. I got you. I looked up. I'm just not saying no names. Like I did a little bit of research on you before we started.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Little bit.
she's late 20s, early
Okay.
30s, somewhere in that realm. I'll tell people.
I don't think I would quit either though. I think there's too much money on the table, and I'm a person who doesn't like leaving money on the table. And to me, and all due respect to everybody, I know y'all put in some fucking hard work and everything with the OnlyFans, especially the time and effort with everything.
Yeah,
But it's almost free money. I mean, it's not free money because of the time, the effort, the work, but
yeah.
in a way, it's money that
I
you can
mean,
make. It's money you can make in one way that you can't make nowhere else.
that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, I don't think I turned it down. I actually am somebody that encourages, if you already have a social media following,
Yeah.
and you don't think you're ever going to work in politics, that's my only line with people. Like, if you ever think that you're going to work in politics, don't fuck with it. But besides that, why wouldn't you make a fucking bag? Why wouldn't you make life-changing money in a couple months by doing it? I mean, I completely get it.
I'll tell you, as a man in the industry, it's a lot different.
Yeah.
We're not. I'm not saying that everybody out there is raking in cash, but I know the men ain't. So.
Well, you're actually what's crazy. You're the first guy I've ever had on my show that's got one. I've had probably 30 women that have made over a meal on it since COVID. Like, but I haven't had a man on the show that has ever had even one. So this is all new for me.
Yeah, I make just off of that just barely enough to get by.
Yeah.
It's everything else that I think a lot of the things is where I don't think men realize, like the men out there. So I work with multiple women.
Yeah.
So you like men have a problem subscribing to men, but if you subscribe, like say somebody was to subscribe to me, you see me and all my friends.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so it's like, you get all, so, but I think as a man, it's hard to like hold on to your straight male values, which I have none of those. Obviously. I mean, I gave up. I gave up trying to say I'm straight. I'm just Bob, dude. I'm just Bobby. Like, what's your sexuality? My sexuality is Bobby.
Gypsy was 100% right. Me and you's gonna get along fine. Yeah. I 100% like women. Don't get me wrong, but I respect the fuck out of people that don't put the label on themselves and are just like, you know what? If I want to do this, I've said it a million times, and I have fun with it. Why the fuck is she crawling?
I don't know.
Okay. Like,
why are you crawling?
I already fucking see you. But like I've said it 100 times on this show to folks when we get on the subject of sexuality or whatever. And it's like, I don't have to explain what I like to anybody. If I wake up tomorrow morning and I'm like, hey, I want to go suck a dick, I'm going to go suck a dick. Like,
right.
There's probably a really good chance I'm not going to want to. But if I wanted to, why does it matter to you? Why do I have to explain that to somebody?
You know what my favorite question that I find completely ludicrous, right? Is if you've ever worked in construction, you ever worked around a bunch of dudes, there's always that question that comes up. It's like, how much would it take for you to take it in the ass?
Yeah.
And I'm like, by another dude or whatever. And I'm like, and you have those guys that are out there and like, there ain't enough money on this planet to get that to happen. I'm like, let me stack a few $1,000s on a desk and see you not walk away with it.
When the old saying $20 is $20.
Yeah.
But I also, whenever somebody says that shit to me or whatever, when I bring up these arguments, I tell them this: y'all didn't fucking grow up poor. I grew up poor. And I ain't saying that I would. I ain't saying that I wouldn't. But there's a dollar amount that if somebody was to put in front of me, I'd be like, you know what? I'll at least think about it. I will at least think about it. I don't, but also too, I'm very comfortable with who I am. I'm comfortable. I don't think that anybody knows me thinks that I don't care who you are. I just want people to be happy. And whatever somebody does sexually is a huge part of their life. Be happy. Like where we come from, dude, if you were gay growing up or whatever, bisexual, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I don't like labels. But if you were put into a box to where, well, fuck, you can't even tell your family about it. They're going to shun you around here for it or whatever. I feel bad for the people that were not able to be open and honest about who they were. We've got some friends that 100% are into men. And it's the most obvious thing you've ever seen in your life. But they're scared to death because they know that it'll upset their family. To me, that is sad that you have to
It's so sad.
That you have to live a certain way the rest of your life just because you don't want to hurt your family's feelings.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit of a story here real quick, if you don't mind, about that. And
hold on 2 seconds.
All
right. It wouldn't be my show if there wasn't a dead battery or technical difficulty. Yeah, no, tell me the story.
All right. So it's about, the whole, being a boxer, being a label and not being yourself and it being sad. right? That, you know, you can't be yourself. I grew up in a very strict conservative household. You know, my parents were, you know, kind of Bible, you know, the normal, you know, growing up in the 90s kind of shit. And I came up and I was very, I did not look like I do today. I was your normal ass blue collar worker, you know, that's how I dressed, that's how I acted, whatever. I had my kid about what 3 4 years ago now. We had a she went through uh she had a suicide attempt. And when through all of it, it came out that, you know, she was gonna come out of the closet, but she thought that I was um like homophobic or whatever. I was like, man, where would you ever get that idea? And she's like, I don't know. She's like, you're just normal and you're not, I don't think you're open. I was like, all right, let's have a talk. You know, so I sat her down and we had this whole talk about, you know, sexualities and just being who you are and how like that wasn't the environment I wanted her to be brought up in. And I basically came to the point where I said I told her, and these are the words that 3 words that changed my life forever. I said, babe, you just have to be yourself and the whole world will love you more for it. And this little bitch, she looked me dead in the face as a 12-year-old little girl and said, why? You don't. And dude, that broke me.
Whoa, shit.
Broke me.
Oh.
And I was like, I said, all right, I'll make you a deal. You be yourself and I will be myself starting right now. And from that moment on, my life has grown leaps and bounds. I've been happy. I've been being true to yourself is the best feeling in the world. Regardless if you got family, if whatever, that is the most fulfilling feeling, I think, is just being true to yourself.
I think you giving her that message is so fucking awesome. One of the things that back in the day when I used to work in country radio, we had got on the subject and somebody had called in, and I live in Georgia, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about, and I'm a Christian. I'm not a very good one, but I'm a Christian. And I had somebody call in that was straight Bible thumper. And they were like, how can you even say that or whatever and say that you don't mind if she turns out to be a lesbian or whatever she wants? And I was like, because I want my child to be happy.
Right.
And the happier she is, the happier that she's going to project to the rest of the world, the happier she's going to make the people around her. And I don't think enough parents do that. I think there's too many parents that are just like, you've got to be this way. This is the right way to be or whatever. And I really, my whole thing with it, especially with a lot of the sexuality issues that are going on in society now, I got one point of view on it, and it's the easiest one I could ever come up with anybody. I don't care what you are, who you love, what makes you happy, as long as you don't tell the person sitting next to you that they're supposed to do it too. Like whatever you want to do.
Yep.
If you want to be one of them furry motherfuckers that I pick on, I think the furries are funny.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but I think it's hilarious.
Hold on. We have a whole furry convention here in Pittsburgh.
No shit.
Yes. You had to come up. I would up soon.
Dude, I will fuck it in a heartbeat.
They have a whole parade and everything. It's wild. When the furries are in town, everybody knows about it.
Well, it's just like watching college mascots fuck to me, and I just can't get over it. Like it just tickles me. But also at the same time, if that's making you happy, then who am I to sit here and judge you? The only thing that I ever get pissed off at people about is when you tell me if I'm going to be respectful enough to say, hey, you got a different lifestyle than me and I'm okay with it. I can still be your friend. I can still have conversations with you.
Yeah.
I can still do whatever. We don't have to agree on every fucking thing. But the second you say that I have to believe in what you believe in or I'm wrong,
right,
that's when I have a problem. But I have a problem with that from both sides. Like the ones that are super conservative, like telling people how they're supposed to live and everything. That shit pisses me off more than anything. So it's
Yeah.
cool. It's cool that you sat down your child and that you told her that. That's really badass to me.
Yeah, I've always lived my parenting style as give the life that I didn't have. And I'm not saying anything bad about my parents. It's just that was the time, you know? And I never wanted her to grow up thinking that like the way she
Yeah.
thought right then in that moment. And I was like, I get rid of that. Hold on. That one came up thick. But I never wanted her to think about like I just always wanted her to be happy and be herself. And yeah, and I think I did it.
Dude, I tell you,
So
I know I texted it to you yesterday or whatever. You're a lot stronger. I just saw you get a little emotional right there. You're a lot stronger, I think, what you realize. With all the shit you've had to go through, I think you set a really good example for her.
I try to. And now um um I'm just out here trying to make it like that for other kids
Dude, that's cool.
and for other parents to give them the support and that aspect because there's not enough of that out there.
No.
So
And I think you go about it the right way. I think you go about it in the way that whether you're super left, super right, or whatever, can sit here and say, I respect this guy.
I appreciate that. I try. That's what I try to do. I don't try to lean any which way. I look at it as in the over aspect of anything. If it doesn't affect me, I don't care.
That's exactly how I am.
And and I don't mean that like what's that word? I don't mean that like apathetically.
Yeah.
Uh, like oh yeah, 'cause I care about causes, but like if what you're doing is not directly affecting me, I don't care what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, I mean, yeah, if you're,
There's-
you know, I support causes, but like, I don't.
There's not enough people in this world to get what you just said, though. Too many people think that people are scared of the unknown. It scares the shit out of them that you can be open about something and they don't understand it.
Yeah.
People are so fucking closed-minded that they just...
With one of the best savings rates in America, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash to be in your band.
Next up for lead guitar. You're in.
Cool. Yep, even easier than that. And with no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
When you download the Kroger app, you have easy access to savings every day. Shop weekly sales and get personalized coupons to get the most value out of every trip, every time, whether you shop in-store or online. Download the Kroger app now to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Must have a digital account to redeem offers. Restrictions may apply. See site for details.
Save big on your favorites with the Buy 5 or More, Save $1 each sale. Simply buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
It's Spring Black Friday at the Home Depot, which means it's time to get your outdoor spaces ready so you can enjoy more this season. Right now, you can get the Stylewell Park Point 4-piece patio set at a new lower price of $3.99. With its stain-resistant cushions and modern relaxed styling, it's the perfect centerpiece for your porch, deck, or patio, whether you're looking for sunny lounging or evening gathering. Hurry into the Home Depot to get the Stylewell Park Point patio set at a new lower price, just $3.99. Shop Spring Black Friday savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
But it's on both sides of the argument on this, too. Because some people are so closed-minded that they're exactly right that they won't even hear somebody like you talk. Right. Or somebody like me talk. And that pisses me off. But then you also got what you're sitting here saying is if it doesn't affect me, I don't care. But you say it in a way to exactly the same way I do it. I just want people to be happy. I want you to be open and honest about who you are. I don't want you to have to hide who you are. I want you to get up every morning and say, you know what? If I want to go dress like this, do like, if I want to be a fucking furry today, if I want to go dress like the Georgia Bulldog mascot and go try to walk up and down the street and get laid doing that, then that's fine. Ugga your ass away. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Right.
But just don't expect everybody to be happy with it. One, you got to make yourself happy.
Yeah.
And I think
number one,
you have to.
If you're not worried about your own happiness, you ain't never going to make nobody else happy.
No,
that will never happen.
No, you're 100% right. A miserable person can't make anybody else happy. Never. And like, it's a sad fact. And I know that you've had to deal with this recently too. But one of the things that I really live by is you come in this world alone, you leave this world alone. It is your job in the middle, right there in that dash, to make everybody as happy in your life as possible that you actually love and care about. You shouldn't give a fuck about anybody who doesn't like you, who doesn't get you, or whatever. That dash is too short in the middle for you not to focus on exactly what makes you happy.
That's beautifully put, because literally, and anybody listening, you could walk outside your door, you could go get ice cream and not come home.
Yeah.
So you got to do the best you can in that dash, because those first two numbers don't matter.
They don't. That's the crazy thing, dude. Too many people focus on what could happen tomorrow. Like, as cliche as all of it says, you either can get busy living or you can get busy dying. Like, you have today to make yourself happy, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. And like, I just don't understand why more people don't grasp that. Why they think, oh, tomorrow I'll change, or tomorrow I'll make myself happy. No, you better fucking start doing it right now.
Yeah. And it's crazy. We have this saying that we've been throwing around here, and it's kind of, we kind of coined it off our name, and it's live vividly. And
I like that, dude. That's solid.
That's like our thing. That's our mission, is to live vividly. And that's like, and when I try to put it into longer words, it's just like being out there, being open, being yourself, and whatever is bright and vivid to you, be that. Like, I mean, you know about Bailey. I mean, do we want to talk about that?
I mean, that's up to you, brother.
You want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, if you want to.
Hey, man.
I'm sure some of the listeners don't. And one of the things we do around here is we like to trauma bond. So, like, anything bad that I've been through or our guests have been through, I try to look at it like this: is it's already happened to you. Now let's let it happen for us, to where maybe a listener or whoever, you can help them.
Yeah, and that's exactly my mission right now, and that's why I'm still standing. That's it. Because, all right, we'll just throw it out there. February 5th of this year, my daughter Bailey was killed in a hit and run accident. The driver was under the influence of something. We don't know yet. We actually go to court tomorrow for it. Is the first hearing for the guy. So that's why I was like, you hit me up. I'm like, damn, right before the hearing. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's get it out there. And yeah, so she was, she left my house. I Twitch streamed, and I was doing my Twitch stream like I always do. And she came down, did her little antics and stuff like we did, 1,000 times before. And she came and, she said, I'm going up to see Ace, her girlfriend, and get this new blizzard that came out. I think it was the Rainbow Blizzard that had just come out. Ironically enough, she walked up to the Dairy Queen. It might have been between quarter and a half mile, we'll say, from my house. And she was walking back, and the driver crossed 3 lanes of traffic and hit her on the berm. and kept going and just left her lay there. A passerby found her, started CPR, started calling 911, all that stuff. Mind you, like I said, I live a quarter mile away. Oh shit, this is the first time I talked about it at all.
Well,
But
take your time. If it gets too much, we can change the subject.
I know this is why we're here. We got this is why I'm alive. I kept seeing lights past my house. I just kept seeing lights past my house, and the clip is on TikTok somewhere, and you could see it. And I just had this, they say about,
The gut
like
feeling.
you know that you have that like attachment to your children that like you just know. And I
Yeah.
never understood it until that day, because I was sitting there and I see these lights and my stomach just dropped and I just felt empty. I was like, I told the stream, I was like, hold on guys, I'll be right back. There's a lot of lights and sirens going on, and it I gotta call Bailey and check on her. And I got off the phone, and or I put my stream on like the be right back screen, and no sooner, I swear, I clicked that button and my phone was ringing, and it was Ace. And she's like, have you talked to Bailey? There was an accident down the road and she's not answering her phone. And I was like, shit. And I was trying to call her and I looked at her location and it was right where they said the accident was. And I flew up there, and she was laying in the middle of the road on a gurney, and they were trying to CPR. And then we went down to the hospital, and all I can remember from that is her little feet jumping while they were giving her CPR. I could see through the window. And it went crazy. And my mom, I tried to rip down the doors. I don't know. I did all kinds of crazy shit that, I don't regret, but like, wasn't exactly the best vision. And I remember the doctor coming out to tell me, and I said, don't fucking do it. And I just lost, and he's like, I just broke. And but that moment of her walking out that door and just me getting that hug and say, I love you, I cherish that, because I got to say goodbye in a way. But Bailey was fucking amazing. She's the best kid. And that, I had over the next couple of days that I was very touch and go mentally. And, I thought about, ending it. And I woke up one day and I was like, I can't do that. So I put a limit on my drinking. I was like, I can't drink till 6 o'clock, because I dove right into a bottle. As soon as, like, everybody's at the hospital, what do you need? I was like, cigarettes and beer. Give me. I don't want to feel this. And it took me a long time to realize, like, to actually fully realize that she was gone. And I woke up and I was like, we can't do that, Bob. We can't do that. We have to live now.
Yeah.
We have to live. She can't. So we have to do it. And I looked at my friend and I said, Bailey was my reason to live. Like, she was my reason to stay alive. Now she's my reason to thrive. And I'm out here now spreading everything. I can't focus on the crash or the cause or any of that. I'm focusing on her life and her story and what she brought to the table. And that's what we're out here doing now. We have a foundation that's getting started. That's the Live Vividly Foundation, because of Bailey is the whole name of it. But what we're gonna do is give kids safe places across the country, and we're in the process of working out the paperwork for that. But do you know that shit's expensive?
Oh yeah.
Just starting a 501 is expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I gotta come up with like $3,000 just to get the paperwork done. I'm like, I can't take donations for a thing that doesn't exist to start a thing that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do here? But, okay. So we told the story. We're through it.
You feel like
Cool.
a little bit of a weight's off your shoulders?
A little bit. I haven't said that. Like, I've had a lot of people speculating and a lot of questions asked, and I've never actually gone through the whole story. So,
well, I'll tell you this, like one of the things that I've convinced myself of over the past, 13 years now. I'm a suicide survivor.
mm-hmm.
So like, I believe that God lets us go through hell so we know what heaven's worth. And I don't know your religious background, what you believe, what you don't, or whatever. And that's really none of my business. And I don't really care, because if you don't believe in God, you can believe in the universe. You can believe that there's a path for you regardless, right?
Yeah.
And my thing is sometimes stuff like this happens to us, and it will literally destroy the rest of your life if you allow it, or you can take what happened and you can help so many other people moving forward. And folks don't get that. My mother lost her mother at kind of a young age, and it was a messed up hospital procedure or whatever. That was just like healthy one day, blood clot the next, and she passed. And it was nowhere we saw it coming. My mom has let it ruin her life since 2001, completely ruin it for the past 22 years. She's still stuck in 2001. And my grandmother, my Nini, wouldn't have wanted that. There's zero chance that my Nini wouldn't have wanted that. So the way I look at stuff now, when you have a tragedy like this, is, in your case, what would Bailey want?
That's what I had to.
What would she want me to do? She wouldn't want me to sit here every day and drown myself in a bottle. She would want to take the stuff that I was passionate about in life and me keep moving forward with that. How can I help others with that? How can I help other people? That same conversation that we was talking about earlier, where you told her just to be happy and the rest of the world would love you because you're happy. You spreading that message of her. There's no telling how many kids you'll help.
That's the plan.
Not even just kids, whole ass families, that bring families closer together. It sucks that what happened, and it's a tragedy. And my heart as a father just goes out to you. You're 1,000 times stronger than I would be. I want you to know that. There's no way I'd be in the shape you're in. None. But in my mind, you already know that something good is going to come out of this. In the worst tragedy that anybody could ever go through, you already have the mentality, I'm not going to let this beat me, because she wouldn't have wanted it to beat me.
No, she kicked my ass, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody that knew Bailey was a firecracker, man. And me and her's relationship was 1 in a million. It was me and her, die hard. And for me, I learned so much through this. It was I always thought it was me and her against the world. And it was me and her with the world, man. I have an army behind me. And I don't think that people really grasp the people in their lives until something tragic like this happens, because I didn't realize how many actual friends I do have.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. And when I met you, that's what I was doing. I was out on a road trip trying to figure out where I was going, and doing that, I was figuring my life out and figuring out what I wanted to do with this.
Yeah.
And so I came through and I spread her ashes in a bunch of places that I told her I was going to take her. Like I'd always told her I was going to take her to Nashville and I was going to take her to every bar on Broadway. And you know what I did? I had her in my pocket and I took her to every goddamn bar on Broadway.
That's cool.
And then I put her up at the top, spread a little bit of ashes there, and took her down to Midtown, spread some ashes down there, and it helped me cope. And now I know she, and because I love Nashville, I'll be down there in June, I believe.
Yeah.
But
we'll be there. We'll be there in June. We're there 1 week out of every month. You'll have to schedule your stuff around when we're there and hang.
Well, I'll be there the beginning of the month.
Okay.
So it's already on the book, I believe.
I got you.
I have to check with the boss back there.
I
don't remember. But like we have the foundation getting built, and one thing, and I went around all these because Bailey was a lesbian or bi or something. She was still figuring it out. She had a girlfriend, very committed, who she loved dearly, but she used to tell the kids at school. We had a girl. I just jumped around a whole lot. I went around and I was asking different LGBT groups. I was like, what did you need when you were growing up? What did you need when you were a teenager? And the number one thing I was told was that they just wanted to feel safe. They needed a safe place. And then that combined with this little girl got up at the vigil, and it'll stand with me forever. And she told me that, when she was coming out to her parents, she was very scared. And Bailey told her that our house, she said, well, if there's ever an issue, I have your back. My dad was a very, very big supporter of me. And if you ever need anything, jump on my porch. Just come to my house. My door is open. My dad will take you in with open arms. He will take care of you, and my house is a safe place. So with the foundation, this is what the foundation is doing. Like, we're going to build these safe houses, these safe places for these kids to go and just be themselves. We're going to have art studio, music studio. We're going to do this great. We're going to do this big, and we're going to do it right. And we're going to try and build these across the country, as long as, everything works out to plan. And that's why we're taking our time building it. So
cool.
It's not up and running just yet, but we're getting there.
Well, I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, but there's purpose in pain.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got to allow yourself to find it. And it seems like you have found it. And I really can't sit here and tell you how much respect I got for you. Like, it takes not only a strong individual, but somebody who sees the bigger picture. You don't get a lot of people that see the bigger picture when in a tragedy. They're too focused on the tragedy to see what could be. You don't realize the purpose in the pain until you get on the other side of the pain.
Yeah.
But like, there's no way that you're not still feeling pain, but you're trying to find purpose in it, and that's a special fucking person, dude. That's a really special person.
I feel like I hear that and I don't grasp that. And I feel like anybody put in my position would do just the same thing.
Absolutely not. I'll tell you a story, and this is kind of weird how the good Lord works. There's a guy that just did my show this month. You can go back and listen to his episode. His name is Mark Ware. Mm-hmm. Mark Ware is the son of a preacher. Grew up a certain way, and he had a tragedy with his 14-year-old daughter. Let's just say it was a Monday morning. I don't know the day, but on a Monday morning, she called him while he was at work, and she was feeling sick at school, but she had been perfect the day before. Mm-hmm. She had contracted an extremely rare staph infection. Extremely rare. if she called it on a Monday morning, she had passed away by Tuesday morning after being completely healthy the day before. And Mark, who was raised in church his whole life, who's just a firefighter at the time and all this other kind of stuff or whatever, like he lost himself. And he tells the story how it took years. It took years of him drinking himself to death and finally coming out on the other side. So, like, the fact that you are already seeing that you can do something with this instead of just letting the demons eat at you, there's something really special about that, man. You damn sure shouldn't downplay it. Like, there's not a lot of people that would take what you've been through and say, you know what? I know right now I'm not going to let my child down. I refuse to let my child down by drowning myself. Like, Mark finally got it, and Mark's doing amazing now. But it took him years. And you kind of got it right off the bat, dude. I'm telling you, like I said, to me,
it didn't feel like a choice. It was weird.
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes when life gets us, it doesn't give us a choice, but you got to be smart enough to pay attention to what life is telling you. Like I'm a very hard-headed person. I've never in my life learned to listen the easy way.
Right.
Not the first time. And not saying you're hard-headed or whatever, but life gave you the worst situation it could. But I also am a firm believer that we don't receive our blessings in life until we're damn near broken. Like you have to be to where you are damn near broken to where you don't feel like you can take another step, but yet you take that step. And that's when life blesses you.
I feel like I was already, I feel like that might have been a help. I was already there. Yeah. Like I was dealing with financial problems and shit. And I was like he was getting to the point where I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. And then that happened. And then it was just like, I was like, I don't have any choice but to just keep going. Like and I need to make something out of this. Like, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. But I couldn't have done it without the team I have behind me. This woman back there, Lydia, Carissa, Kristen, Jordan, everybody that has been like hovering over me and holding it. Like I wasn't standing on my own 2 feet. My friends and my family and shit, they were holding me up.
Yeah.
And I could never show enough appreciation to all of them. So,
dude, you're a solid fucking guy.
Thanks.
You are like, I don't get, like, understand. I don't get in awe of people. I'm a cunt is what I am. Like, I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop with folks. And I'm like, this, you never know who's a shit person. I always think everybody's going to be a shitty person until I actually get to know them. Like I make you learn. I make people earn my respect and my loyalty. I don't just like automatically think you're going to be good. I want you to prove to me that you're good. And not that I had any like negative connotations or ideas about you or whatever, but it's just the fact that, man, there's a big fucking plan for you.
I hope so. I think so. I know so. I know.
Yeah.
Me and my team, we're gonna do massive, amazing things. We have so much backing from so many people that Bailey has touched in her life. Sure, just and when we were talking about before about making the best of each moment and living day to day, and I don't mean that as like live each day. Like Bailey was so full of life, and every person she met, Bailey never met a stranger, man. When I tell you, she walked up and she's like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Bailey. How you doing? We're now best friends." And that's just the way she was. And so we have so much backing. I can't get into too many of the details of a lot of things that are going on and happening in that part because of legal reasons and stuff. But big things are coming.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to be part of it.
Tell me about the tattoo you just got.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry again.
Yeah, well, it's when I read about it. Is when I saw when I saw it,
Okay.
and I saw the story behind it. I knew exactly how I wanted to end the show,
So
and it was with you talking about it.
So when Bailey's 16th birthday, she wanted a tattoo. And I said, I was, of course, I got my first tattoo when I was 16. So why not? So I went out and I scheduled her appointment and shit, and we went and did it. But I had a scheduling conflict, and something happened. There was I can't remember exactly what happened, but I had to leave, and I was like, all right. And the artists are all my friends. I was like, hey, can somebody take Bailey home after the end of this? And they said, fine, yeah, we'll take her, no big deal. And so they did the tattoo, and then the next week, the artist that did the tattoo left the shop. So I was supposed to get mine later that week, and she was gone, and all of the art that was her tattoo was gone too. And I never thought nothing of it. I was just like, I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it. Then she passed. And I realized we don't have our matching tattoo. So the girls down at the shop, Queen of Hearts Tattoo in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. So we're going to shout out them real quick. That's where I pierce at right now. So if you're in the area, come say hi. They went in and dug through every bit of like memory, every bit of memory, every photo roll, everything they could to find this drawing, and they found it. And I got to get it last week. And when I tell you, that little guy right there, that little moth, I have lots of tattoos in a lot of places, from my head to, well, that's tattooed too. But so I have lots of tattoos, and I have never cried for a tattoo. I bawled the entire time I was getting this thing. So like, the girls down there, they're amazing. It was just so solid that I was able to get that, and that now I have it, and it's my favorite. And people keep asking me if I'm going to finish it or whatnot. No, it's going to be the line work forever, because that's what she got, and she never finished it. So I will never finish it either. So
you are a good fucking daddy and a good dude, brother.
Thanks, brother.
So
I appreciate that.
I just want you to know, like, you got this old boy's respect. You got every ounce of respect I could give somebody.
I appreciate it. I just got to keep it up and not fall into a hole.
Yeah, just remember, I mean, the path that you were given is not an easy path. It's a pain in the ass. It's always going to be a pain in the ass. But the road less traveled is usually the most rewarding.
That's it.
You being able to make it through your struggles, you're going to be an inspiration to. I know this is a very fucked up way to look at it. You will be able to help a mother or father who is struggling with losing a child by seeing you and hearing you. You're gonna help people not only bond with their kids because of the story that you told originally about be happy and all that kind of stuff, but you'll be able to be a light for folks in the darkest moment of their life. You being open and honest about what you're going through and how you're handling it and your outlook on it, you're literally going to be a lighthouse for people.
I hope so.
I know. I know so, brother. I know so. You ain't got to tell me. I fucking know. You can see it on your fucking face. The good Lord's got a whole lot bigger plan for you than you realize.
I appreciate that.
Sometimes he's got a shitty way of starting off our book. Sometimes he's got a shitty way of it, but he knows what we're doing. I always tell people this. It's hard to question somebody if you got faith. It's hard to question somebody that knows the past, the present, and the future. But he knows the story before we ever will. So once we get to where we're going, it's kind of over and done with then. But the journey along the way, if we have a positive outlook on it and we take those bad days and we realize maybe I'm supposed to be going through these bad days. Maybe this is part of the process. Maybe this is part of the healing. Maybe the struggles that I'm going through is so I can help others. It makes your outlook on pain completely different. You actually start to appreciate the pain. Nobody could ever appreciate what you've gone through. There's no way of having a thank you moment for that. But at the end of the day, if somebody comes up to you and says, I want you to know you kept our family together after we lost our child because we heard you.
That'd mean more to me than anything.
Yeah.
I hope so. I just want to spread it. I want to spread it. And like I've been taking on some bookings for speaking events and such. So I feel like I got a message to spread, and everybody needs to hear it. So
damn right to do. Well, dude, drop your social medias real fast and we'll get out of here. I just appreciate you hanging out and telling your story with me.
Absolutely, brother. I'm Bobby V Vivid pretty much everywhere. If you're having any trouble, go to bobbyvivid.com, and that has links to literally everything, all of them. My TikTok, my Instagram, my Twitter's in there, Twitch is in there, my Pearson schedule's in there. Pretty much everything's in there. Links to the Live Vividly Foundation website is in there. We have that up and running for people to get up on a mailing list so they can keep up to date with everything that's going on with that. bobbyvivid.com. That's the best place I can send them.
There you go. Well, dude, I sure appreciate it. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all for listening to the Josh Terry podcast. Check this man out. We will catch y'all next time.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage, egg croissant, plus small seasoned potatoes for $3. It's the breakfast that don't miss. So if you did miss Wendy's breakfast, don't imagine. Fresh cracked eggs, sizzling sausage, crispy bacon, and block out those hot, buttery, flaky croissants. Croissants don't really make a sound, but if they did... For a breakfast that don't miss, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Select a request $3 breakfast deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders.